Hello everybody, it's your boy Ann here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, let's have a look at the patch notes 1.3.18. So this is going to be the patch notes that does bring us Dire, of course. So we know about Dire being added in because that's pretty much the main thing, especially in these patch notes. So let's get on into the other stuff. So starting off, Dire. Ability 1 is going to be the Frozen Delight, which is the avalanche stuff that we've seen. Crit skill power increases proportionally for the amount of delight. So basically, the more health, the more crit rate with her. So that's pretty much what we expected. Second ability, which is a spear based ability, which will allow you to dash through. Set skills to glacial breakthrough, allowing Dire to do damage. Pretty much as we expected as well. Snowflake and white panic effects, which is cool. I'm pretty sure these do inflict frostbite. I could be wrong, but this is still good, meaning that Polar Knight would be a good option for Dire. If not, it might be Slayer set, or if there's some new external components, they even might be a decent option. So we'll have to go through with and check that as well. So there is definitely that as well. Then along with this, we also have the Ice Wall, the Avalanche, which are other Dire abilities, Frost Storm, which is another cool one. Then when it comes to her Transcendent modules, we've got Blooming Ecstasy. I'm sure the devs must have been smoking ecstasy whilst making this Descendant because, yeah, melee Descendant was definitely not what a lot of people were expecting. But you can see in general the skill power increase with range and charge time. Pretty standard. We've seen Dire for the most part, so we kind of know what we're expecting, all the way up to basically... pretty much we know what we're expecting with Dire to an extent, so it's not going to be too crazy when it comes to that. Next up, let's have a look at the underwater base. So the underwater base is going to be the dungeon that we are going to be running. So this is going to be a hard dungeon. It's going to be inside of the Axion. You can also teleport to there from the infiltration operation terminal inside of Albion, which is quite nice. During the mission, monsters with the champion lightning effect or strike zone survival activities may randomly appear. You can ride a vehicle in all the zones. That's pretty cool. Transfer trigger module loot F. Oh no, you guys were cooked. Trigger module loot F, you can obtain one of the new trigger mods. And there's also a 10% of all of the Dire parts, which is not too bad. Then we've got the new weapon inside of here, the Combuster. The E-Buster, which is inside of here as well. This is not too bad. A 5% chance of getting the Dire red mods. 45 collectible coins. 10 superconductive units, not too bad. The resource for Dire and the E-Buster is the Frozen Gas Crystal. So this will be obviously inside this dungeon. Then there is also a small chance of obtaining 40 to 80. So a jackpot mechanic inside this dungeon too. Pretty expected. There's a small chance of getting Loot Box A. This reward is not displayed in the library. Okay. Small chance of getting Ancestor mods from probably the Elites or something. Ancestor module readjustment material. Yeah, that's superconductive. Alright, so there's a jackpot and superconductive too. And the 3 new mods can be obtained from here. You can also get dimension stabilization keys between 1 and 4. Nice, guys. They absolutely have not learned a thing when it comes to they've not learned a thing when it comes to the bloody key system apparently, but hey ho, we ball. Let's have a quick look at the director's let's have a look at the director's comments, because at least that's probably going to be something decent. So they want to talk to us about the Sacriphage, the main quest in Season 3. It's going to be something focused with the Descendants. The storyline was designed without a skip button. Okay, so you can't skip the cutscene. You literally cannot skip the cutscene. Okay. You cannot skip the cutscene. Nice. It's an important scene for the story, so we appreciate you taking a moment to experience it. I don't think you're giving us an option, big man. I mean, sure. Let's go with that. So, Season 3 Ep 3 is made about underwater and the Descendant Core to after the battle to rescue Alpha has been added. Okay, nice. Right, they've added stuff into the arcade trace memory thing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. The amount of missions required for the complete battle zone in the main quest has been reduced. Of course it has. Okay, subquest type will now have Bunny, Freyna, GLEY, Enzo, Ultimate Bunny. Weapon will have Executor, Greg, Divine Punishment, Enhanced, and Core Unlocking. So this is just some newer stuff for some newer players, which isn't too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, HQ order requests. So these are essentially special missions you can do to get yourself some extra stuff. For newer players, this can definitely help them out. For older players, this probably won't be as relevant, but it could still be a quick way to go through and, you know, get yourself one of the weapons real quick. Definitely not the worst thing I've seen. Yeah, there's a decent option here. Available quests can change every 3 days, and any special orders are not automatically cancelled. Okay, that's not too bad. So, oh wow, this is where we're going to see what we can get. You can only choose one per quest. 400% is you can choose a shadow part, spec ops twice, a secret garden part, infiltration, a thunder cage part, a colossus battle, a dog part. I think these are so they're going to change based off the different time rewards. Yeah, so it's going to be different weapons at different times. This is quite cool actually, because this will be a really cool way. But this is a good way to get lots of weapons, I guess. If people can't be bothered farming the dungeon, this is going to be the fast way to get the weapons, I guess. So this is going to be a cool way. A lot of these challenges are fairly similar or in the same of themselves. For the most part, just, you know, complete the basic stuff in the game that most people have probably done a million times at this point. So there's not too much crazy stuff going on over here, at least. So yeah, you can get pretty much every single thing out of there anyway, so that's not too bad. Right, let's have a look at the next part, which is going to be the E-Blaster. HQ and direct note. Just writing out some timestamps whilst I record to make my life a bit easier. Okay, weapons. So weapons, the Cumbuster or the E-Buster is when using an electric skill, you get more movement. This is basically an in-ace only weapon from what we've seen. It triggers with multi-hit. I don't think they learned from the Greg last time. They didn't learn from the Hidemaster last time. This probably is not going to work, and they need to just make it on hit. So, yeah, this is not looking good, Brev. That being said, I'm still going to be absolutely optimistic, and we'll see once this thing actually drops. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I have Typhoon, same thing, similar to that. Other than that, new modules. Yeah, these are the new modules that are being added inside the dungeon. New trigger modules, again, same thing, we've seen these. Fox and Expansion looks like a GLEY specific one. Icebreaker looks like a Dire and possibly Haley one. And Overcharge Shield looks like a Kyle one. Upon completing the dungeon, there's a 10% chance to get trigger module to F. Yeah, this is cooked. This box contains 24 triggers, including the new 3. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the new 3. Cheers, next on. Yeah, the rest of this is Wall Crasher. Basically, every other place that you were able to get these trigger mod boxes are still the same. And yeah, the mod boxes haven't changed. It's just that you can get the newer box inside the newer stuff. For the most part, is what I'm going to go with. Ancestor mod, which is called Dire's Ancestor mod, which is Delightful Resolution. Ooh. Has been added into Sigma, Supermassive, Forbidden. Basically, the Dire Ancestor mod has been added into everywhere that you are going to look for basically the you know, the normal way you'd play weapons and stuff like that. So there's nothing new or nothing crazy when it comes to the weapons. So yeah, that will pretty much make a little bit of sense. Now, Descendant rebalance. Eugen has been buffed slightly. His max health has increased on additional remedy, which is his passive. That's not too bad. Modified the sound of combat protocol. Oof, okay. Adjusted the performance of Enzo's passive and makes the round consumption deals in melee weapons. Prep effects now require from 3 to 2 weapons. Okay. Well, we'll take the W's where we can get them. Kyle. Okay, let's have a look at the Kyle changes. So, Kyle has high DPS within a single output, but due to the nature of his skills, he was limited. As a result, his sustained damage was structurally low compared to other Descendants. We appreciate this balance adjustment is understood as a preparatory step towards addressing this issue. Kyle's damage has been reduced, but now he can increase by 0.4% per 100 shield, up to 88%, with a more basic module setup, so an overall increase of damage is expected. So we're taking the developers' words for it at the moment, so we're gonna have to see how this goes. Yeah, it'll be fun. So let's have a look at this. The ultimate goal of this is to make damage scaling through shields a meaningful option when bothering with ancestors. Yeah, they want us to buy and swipe for ancestors because, guys, they need the money, and you know what else they also need? They need us to pretty please.
I really hope many players will return to the game.
Basically, that's what they need. You get me? Okay. So Kyle, they've changed superconductive bombing Mark II to make the fire rate faster by 50%. This is actually huge. W's. But we'll have to see, because Kyle might be nerfed, he might be buffed, but we're not going to figure that out until we actually play him. Right. GLEY. For the skills adjusted, Thirst on hitting enemies, the cooldown is still the same. Life of required 3. Life spheres has gone down from 1,000 spheres to 10. The power of life has been buffed though. Frenzy and 4, so the health costs half the amount now. You consume 2% when maintaining it. You've gotten a from 50 up to 80% firearm buff. A penetration increase of 30 more percent. Incoming damage recovery has gone from 50% down to 20%, so we take more damage. Incoming damage increase has gone down from 5 to 10%. The power of life costs a little bit more. Skill effects have more radius, and the sensory has been HP cost has been decreased. So basically, they want you to kind of go in and out of frenzy with GLEY, but HP collector exists, and if you were to run GLEY without HP collector, it might be a little bit of a back and forth. We're still gonna have to test it, but I'm confident that we're still keeping it. Massacre, here we go. Massacre now does more. The frenzy damage has gone from 68% to 505%. Hallelujah. Like a 7 times buff on Massacre. Exactly what we needed. Okay, so with the Super Senses mod, they've changed stuff from nearest skills within range to give HP recovery, a bleed effect, which is continuous damage times your skill power. So skill power will be needed with the Senses module, which is an interesting change. The HP cost and stuff like that is going to basically be reduced as well. The fire rate, fixed fire rate per minute is removed. So wait, there's no fire rate cap? Surely not, right? Bro, GLEY with sharp precision is going to go absolutely ballistic. We'll have to see how this works. Firearm crit rate has been increased, which is a W. Crit damage has been decreased from 30 to 15 with this red mod specifically. The explosive times damage multiplier based off the HP scaling, and a reduced value of 210. So her scaling is not 40k. It's not higher than Serena's. It's a little bit lower, but this is still promising because this is a very big scale. I think this is, I can't say off the top of my head, but maybe around 30,000 health will be GLEY's cap or something. We'll have to see. I'll do the math later on stream because I woke up and I have the same amount of functioning brain cells as a fish currently. So, Slaughterer, new mod, new basic info, cost of life is 20, and more damage per stack is 292%, which is solid. Massive sanguification, so this is another one that we use a lot. They've decreased the HP cost and increased the amount of power of life obtained. Basically, they've made her mods more user-friendly, is the best way I could say it. Transcendent module, Predator Instinct, no change to the module, they said. We'll see about that, because I'm pretty sure they did say on the stream that they just made it work with melee, which is fairly simple. Blood and Iron, the Mesa mod, basically, which is the one I think a lot of my homies are looking forward to. 50% trigger rate, 5% cooldown, 6% power of life acquired, sorry. So this is fairly good. Non-frenzied, damage reduction is about 4%. The rest of this is fairly good. Frenzy video, in frenzy state, you get the max HP cost is 5%, max HP times 5%, not too bad. Basically, they've just made it like so worth it to like actually use. Frenzy, 80% movement speed as well, very nice. Melee crit damage as well, meaning crit melee is a better option with GLEY now too, at least with the Deus. So we're gonna have a look at that too. So I think they're just trying to push every weapon synergy with GLEY, which is working honestly, because I think that the way that they've gone about it is they've just given GLEY a little bit of everything and hope that it works effectively, and we're going to have to find out. Other than that, explosive life, the spawn rate has been increased, And the damage has, or power of life has been, okay, yeah, this is cooked. Wait, they doubled the damage on explosive. Huh? What? Why did they do this? Bro, GLEY's explosive life was capable of one-shotting everything anyways. Oh my god. Why did you double or triple the damage? Oh, this is scary. This is dangerous territory. I'm not even taking the piss. This is dangerous territory. In frenzy state, triple down. Oh my god, this is scary. Bro, explosive life will probably hit like almost 7-10 million now. No way. This is mad. Okay, demonic modification. Fixed fire rates to 30 per minute. So a bullet every 2 seconds. Explosion damage is really high though, and radius is big. And frenzy gives an additional 1000%, which is not too bad. Synchronization values have also been changed for Lepit, GLEY, Kyle, Loon, Haley, and Nell, which is kind of expected. Nothing too crazy over there. Yeah, nothing too crazy over there, so that's not too bad either. Now, Battle Pass. Battle Pass. The Battle Pass just looks fairly obvious. It's just like whatever. You'll get yourself the other weapon in here, the Eye of the Storm, I think it is. Yeah, the Eye of the Storm inside the pass. Nothing too major, just some other improvements. Lounge changes basically. You can now enter the lounge for other people. Visiting a lounge, you can do the quest. You're allowed to do actions whilst visiting a lounge. Leave a reaction. You can leave one reaction and edit the reaction you've left. Interact with the player's descendants and inspect collectibles. You cannot use your loadouts, cannot expand the lounge, you cannot interact with guide, and cannot enter photo mode. You can now sit in the lounge. Exactly what we needed. Exactly what we needed. Holy shit. Exactly what we needed. I don't think anyone is bothering with the lounge. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Okay, Miscellaneous. Sigma has been buffed as well. Dire blueprints have 10% chance in Sigma for all Dire parts, and the red mod's also in there too, so I think a lot of people will be going back to Sigma sector in order to farm Dire. Same thing can be obtained inside of the basic materials for killing a commander. So basically, if you want to play the game on fun mode, you farm the new dungeon. If you want to be relaxing a little bit more, you can run Sigma and get Dire that way. Fairly obvious. Inversions have changed too, so this is something. Same thing is, so get a range increase for instead of an MP increase. A part of me feels like this has something to do with an ace. We'll have to see. The skill power and range has now been changed with Arcus with skill power on its own. Right, okay. We'll have to see. Rolling defense have now changed with emergency shield. 8%, so this is a better, I think. A little bit better. Okay, this is not too bad. Maybe a way to help Kyle out. Orbs have 13% of max AP. Okay, so this is, instead of a chance, this is fixed now. Yeah, instead of a chance, this is fixed, which is a W. Blade trajectory. So, weapon melee attack up to 10 stacks, 26% melee? Melee weapon attack? Damn. Okay. I think they are trying to push the melee synergy a little bit more. I think maybe this will probably do more damage with Dire, is the reason. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Typhoon Accelerator, again, another thing. Condensed lightning firearm attack. This is basically just replacing the weapon inversions with the newer weapons, which is kind of what we would expect. Entropy Enlightenment. So they've replaced the Hive Master one with the E-Buster, or sorry, the Combuster, making it even more viable. When playing as Dire, using a Clash type skill, specialized coolant, additional range for 15 seconds. Yeah, okay, bro. When playing as Dire and using a Clash skill, that's probably like all of our skills, bro. I've not checked the Dire stuff, and I've not added it to the Ancestor mod sheet or the other things, so we are going to have to see. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad then. We'll have to see the changes for that one as well. So now let's have a look at the last few things. Infernal Walker has returned. Purge Challenge has been changed from Legion of Darkness to Order of Truth. What? What? Oh my god, Bunny's gonna fucking annihilate this. Bunny is going to annihilate this. Oh my god, this is not good. Oh my god, Bunny is going to annihilate this. It's not even going to be a challenge, bro. Bunny's just going to fucking one-tap every... Do you reckon Bunny can clear it in under a minute? Maybe. Yeah, that'd actually be insane. The monster level has been changed from 260 to 400. Wait, never mind. W's in the chat for per challenge. Wait, W per challenge change. Actually, what the hell? Wow. Leaderboard ranking has been changed, of course, for the per challenge and for the intercept. Addition to the Xbox Game Pass, the companion app will allow you to do research and stuff like that. There is a bunch of login events, but I can't be bothered going over them, I'm not gonna lie to you. The research event is actually a really important one, so you can basically run missions inside of the game and make research changes, and this is going to be really interesting and stuff like that. Events and stuff too, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I can't be bothered with this. Ancestor readjustment boost is another good event that's going to allow you to roll ancestors for 50% off at specific times. So just keep an eye on the time frames for 3 weeks over the weekend. The starter event, which is the battle pass, boost pass, which is going to help people out as well, along with a lot of new products, new skins, so on and so forth. Yeah, some new skins and blah 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 blah. Pretty much it. Breach tracking changes. You can now enter breach tracking from the transport in Albion. Interesting. Each dimensional stone upon completion displays its name. Not too bad. Improve the multi-hit effect of Greg. Increase the multi-hit of Hammer and Anvil from 0.9 to 2.0. Much better. Improvements have been made to the ultimate weapons. Yeah, this is much better. In proportional to the shell and capacity and multi-trigger. Yeah, you're going to want a big mag on the Hammer and Anvil then, for sure. And the clairvoyance is going to be similar. So this is not too bad. Beam rifles are not looking too shabby either. Weapon improvements as well, yeah. This is not too bad. The UI will go back and forth. More XP is going to be added to the normal mode in this game, which is not too bad. Monsters, champion effects, so on and so forth. Yeah, this is just changing the elites and stuff like that. A bunch of lounge collectibles, which we don't care about. ETA 0 will immediate terms of research. Okay, so now you can sell fellow stuff and additional stuff to ETA 0, I believe. The Flame Keep skins coming back on the Colossal toy. Some UI adjustments. Is there anything major that I see off the bat? Doesn't look like it. Tool tips for the medals. Okay, so they've added like just more user and stuff like that. Better user interface stuff. Not too bad. Change the max module capacity to 10,000. Wait, insane? This is insane. 10k? Damn. This is actually mad. Not bad. They've changed the UI stuff for console, I think. Okay, yeah. This is crazy. Yeah, this is cooked. The rest of this just looks like a little bit of back and forth. Added some music, added some records. Fixed up. Okay, yep, the exterminator is now inside of the Delson shop, which is cool. People who needed that for the axe converter farm, that's W. Yeah, this is pretty much everything else. Vesper's incorrect kill count and stuff like that. It just looks like a lot of small UI changes. That's pretty much it. Okay then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed. Smash that like button, let me know what you think, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.